Steve, we waited a long time, my friend. We want to be back in the world swinging around once more, and we are. It's Spider-Man 2. Not only this time are we playing as Peter Parker, but we're also playing as Miles Morales. The two of them are teaming up and working together. Dude, I've had quite the adventure over the course of my 25 hours playing Spider-Man 2. It's been good, but not amazing. What about you? How you feeling? Did it catch you? Or are you still hoping to get swinging through the streets a bit more with them?
Oh, I've done about 40 hours,
Woo!
about 91% completion. I really do like this game. I thought straight off, when you get the previously of Peter Parker and Miles Morales of the previous games of the story, puts you straight into this, better together, and graphically, absolutely amazing. I think the detail they've put in this game is phenomenally good. Like, as soon as you start off swinging, you go past skyscrapers. But if you notice, when you go past windows, you see NPCs in there. They're either sitting down watching TV. The little cars below. I just saw the action straight off, got me hooked. And the cutscenes and the dialogue, props to the voice actors for this. Yeah. The people that played Peter Parker, Miles, and MJ. Top notch, because the story got me, and it doesn't let off either.
No, I thought, okay, here's the thing. This is where I have my issues. It's the story pacing. I thought the story was fantastic. What's going on within the world of Peter and Miles and how they work together and then clash and then come back together kind of thing, right? Like, you can see it set up in the trailers. How that plays out was fantastic. It is the ebb and flow of going from, hey, you just came off this immaculate story beat. Now, wait for MJ or so-and-so to call you. So in the meantime, while you're waiting, now you have to go out and swing around the streets and then do another car chase. Or tell somebody not to set off fireworks in the city. Or put out another gas tank that's caught on fire by the bad guys. I'm like, I've done this stuff over and over. How many times have we done this car chase? Man, I've done this thing now for 3 games. I don't want to do it again. At the end of the day, I just wanted to play the story. As much as the world is the world, and it is believable, it is lived in, it is fleshed out. Yeah. And I get there's going to be crimes happening that's going to help you fill the void of having this downtime. But dude, I was like, where I'm up here and then I'm crashing down here because I'm waiting to get to the next story beat. And then even within the story, I'm finding myself, there's just like these little lows in the story too. I was just like, I don't want to do this, man. There's just certain parts of that. You will get to these parts when you play the game and you go, that's what Drew's talking about. Absolutely. Because you come off as this high action intense stuff. They want to slow it down, but they slow it down to a grinding halt at moments. And this really took me out of the story. As much as I love the lead into some of these parts and the overall outcome of it, dude, and then let's talk about the boss fights too while we're at this a bit of a story problem. Because what's going on is you fight some of these incredible bosses. And they are amazing. The problem is, dude, it's not just one fight, and then it's another fight, and then it's another fight, and then it's another fight. I gotta fight these guys like 3 or 4 times sometimes. I'm like, we don't need to do this anymore. Right? That's it. Just, I feel like they're just dragging out the game for the sake of dragging out the game. I would have rather finished this up in 12 hours with a solid story from point A to point B without having to worry about all this filler. And I think Spider-Man 2 is littered the streets of filler.
Yeah, and exactly. And you need these fillers to get your hero tokens for your upgrades. Because obviously the new skill tree now, you have 3 different skill trees. Where you have one for Peter and Miles that you build up depending how you want to swing across the city and things like that. But then obviously you got the skill tree for Peter, and then you have there's one for Miles Morales as well. And I know what you're saying. I found it a bit repetitive myself and a bit of a grind because it was, like you said, it's the same things. Put out the fire, rescue these people from a bus, take someone to hospital. And it's things that we've played before, and it would have been nice to have a different filler than the same ones that we've previously played before. But I will sort of mention as well, I do love the suits that you can unlock from just doing side quests and different side missions.
Some of the suits though, Steve, if you noticed, dude, are repetitive from the previous games and have just been brought over. I'm like, yo, that suit was in the last game. That suit, last game. I'm like, that's not cool for me. I wanted something new. You're talking about all these suits you get. I'm like, that was just in the last game. That was like, not that I'm saying they're copy and pasting, but at the same time, I'm like, really? I've seen that suit already. And granted, you're gonna want some of these suits because it is like, that's a classic suit. You have to have that suit, right?
Yes.
But some of them suits, man, so cool. Absolutely cool. And then you can go in and pick your own colors. Some of the side quests I thought were really well done. Dude, Marco's story, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with it, right? Marco's story alone hooked me. I thought this is incredible. This is where I wanted them to I wanted Insomniac to focus on the side stories and stop with all the filler. If you want to make me go do things, make me do things like that actually matter instead of having to go do another car chase. The Marco story, there's other storylines that are in there too. It kind of feels like they're setting you up for this RPG element, right? Because you have to grind out all these things in order to get your hero tokens, this, that, and the other, to get your skill tree up. Perfect. That's cool. Make me do it through a side quest that actually matters. And they didn't do that through a lot of the game. And that's what pulls me back. Man, I've had a ton of fun. I think graphically, amazing. Voice acting, cool. I like MJ. Dude, I really like MJ's character. I thought she was a lot better than the first game. I'm still stuck on Peter, man. Peter, I ain't buying it. I ain't buying Peter. I tell you, I just ain't doing it.
I have to say though, Drew, one thing I did love about this game was actually the game mechanics.
Yeah.
The combat, the abilities you have, because obviously you have new abilities now. At the beginning, you get like a 3D printer where you can craft different stuff to get you started, so to speak. But one thing I love is the wingsuit now to transverse across the city. What a time saver that is.
I found it to be a game changer. I think I actually was using the wingsuit more than swinging through the city, right?
Yeah.
Because you catch these little pockets that boost you through. So when you're going from one region into another, and there's this bridge, you can swing across the bridge if you want to. But if you find it, there's actually a slipstream you can go through, and you just fly over. I'm like, yo, that's incredible. And I understand why they did this, and I'm not sure how it's going to sit with everybody, right? Because at the end of the day, Spider-Man doesn't fly. Right?
Yeah.
But with its new tech and this, that, and the other, here's the opportunity. Now you're flying through. And it was cool. As I said, I probably used that more than actually swinging through the city. And it was a ton of fun. I loved doing that. I loved upgrading everything too. There was this whole complaint of filler, but at the same time, it's cool to upgrade a lot of your stuff and where you go to. Steve, I want to ask you this. Here's the biggest thing. Are you going to platinum Spider-Man 2?
I would really like to. I don't have a platinum yet since I've had PS5 kind of thing. So I am working on this one. I've got a slight couple of issues as well. But talking about the transversing is obviously when you unlock different districts as well, you can also just fast travel as well. So you don't necessarily have to swing or use the wingsuit. You can just, and I started doing that near the end, even though I did like swinging, but every time I started swinging then the fillers will pop up. Oh, there's someone that needs help. And then it was like, oh no, I just want to go to what I want to do. But I am definitely going to try and go for the platinum. How about yourself on this one?
No, I'm done. I finished the story. That's enough for me. This one, man, for me, at the end of the day, it just didn't hook. As much as I enjoyed the story, the rest of it doesn't really connect with me, and I'm going to bounce out. I'm done. Well, at the end of the day, as much fun as I've had and some problems I've had, the story I thought was a standout, right? The story is really good, but it's met with some ebb and flow problems that kind of really put me at a low. At the end of the day, Spider-Man, for me, wraps up with an 8.5.
Yep. Well, I'd love to give this a perfect score of a 10, but I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. I did have some issues where I did have some hard crashes. I love the game. I love the graphics, the voice acting. But as we mentioned, the fillers in between become a bit repetitive after a while.
This isn't gonna be good.
Charlie horse. Crap. Okay. Okay. It's going away. You're done. Man, thought I was gonna get that last hit in.
Ah, hubris. It defeats us all.
Thank you for taking care of those guys, Spidey. I definitely feel safer with you around.